Well, hello racing fans, and welcome to our Gallop TV preview show for Hollywoodbets Scottsville on the Sunday. And Sunday is the 9th of February, and there's 9 races at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. Race number 1 is a maiden juvenile plate. And at the top of the show, I trust that you, the valued racing fan, as well. And I must apologize on behalf of Sheldon and myself for the voice. I'm on the mend, I'm nearly there, but it's just started for Sheldon. It's that time of the year where, everyone's getting sick.
Yes, unfortunately it's that time of the year, and greetings to all the viewers out there. And then obviously commentating just takes that edge off you, so we can keep it low and slow. But the main thing is we give the winners.
Yeah, let's try our best to point you in the right direction. Race number 1 won't form part of the exotics. It's a maiden juvenile plate over 1100 meters, and lots of first timers here, but as always we'll give you the betting as a guide. Number 1, Black Forest, is at 11-2. We got an odds on shot here in number 4, Zakato, and that's trading at 5-10. We then move along to number 6, Like Fire, which is an 8-1 shot, and horse number 8, which is Natural Law, at 8-1. So that's the betting there. Odds on shot 5-10. I see Tony Peter is in town, Sheldon. He comes with 3 runners, so he's going to have confidence, I'm certain, having a look at his 3 runners and how he's placed them. And one just feels that the fixed odds betting market had very little choice pricing this horse up, because I think those Gauteng form lines will be too good.
Yes, when you look at the form lines, they should be too good. He's had the 3 encouraging runs in Gauteng. And obviously looking at the opposition, there's not too much fireworks, barring any of the first timers if they're anything special. So it should be quite tough to beat number 4. And then number 3, Treaty of Paris, I think is going to be the big improver. Lost 2 lengths first time out, shifted out, eased late. And I think he's going to be the main danger. And we all know that the Mark Miller stable, they really know their juveniles. They get them rolling early on in the day, and they certainly know their stuff. And of the balance of the field, maybe number 6, Like Fire, on that 4th to holds the key. Also ran with that Treaty of Paris run on the 29th of December. But I think all things being equal, we'll keep it sweet and short. At this point in time, the track condition is on the soft side, but as we speak early morning on Saturday, it is quite warm, and hopefully the track dries up significantly, and number 4 does look tough to beat in race number 1. Welcome back for race number 2, the Umthombothi Stakes over 1950 meters, and this is due off at 12:40. Without any further ado, before we give you the betting, there is a rerun of Royal Victory when finishing back in that 3rd position.
Back, Celtic Beauty, towards the inside, Kitchakal, Imalanti Yokaduma, and on the outside, Nava Nation. Saluk was also trying to get into the race. Coming to the 200 though, Imalanti Yokaduma and Celtic Beauty over the last 100 with Narina Trogon. Royal Victory's running late. Imalanti Yokaduma has won it. Second, Narina Trogon, Royal Victory, then Salikwa involved with Celtic Beauty.
Salukwe, he's in good form at the moment. He's been finishing his races off really well, and obviously we're going a little bit further again with him now. He should be coming with the same sort of finish. Obviously pace is going to be crucial in the race, and there doesn't look to be much speed in the race, so our fortune's probably going to rely on something going out and leading. Obviously full respect for Royal Victory. He looks the class horse, and we're probably running for second, but he's fit and well.
So there we have the rerun, and also thanks very much to Byron Foster. Now D's getting straight down to the business. 6-10 currently, number 2 Royal Victory, number 1 Silent Horse trading at 4-1. Then we have a horse like number 3 Salukwe, 11-2, and after that you can get 7-1 Positive Attitude and Better the Balance. Royal Victory, he's a 5-time winner. He's won the graded races in Gauteng. He's run at the top level in the Hollywoodbets Durbanville. And this is the pride and joy of the Nathan Kotson team. When you look at his overall form in the best weighted column, he should prove superior to this field. I know it's going to be a prep run to bring him along, but he did run about 28 days ago, so they'll have him pretty sharp. And I think after this event, he should win this, and then they're going to go for the big ones.
Yeah, I think he'll be sharper than he was last time out. Last time out, he was just given a chance by Muzi, came from the back of the field, ran out of runway. The stable have found the right race for him to possibly take his stakes earnings over 5.5 million rand. You mentioned winner of the Summer Cup and the Premier's Champions Cup. He's all class, this horse, on his day. And the best way that Colin tells the story, and I think we're not going to go with this horse strong on the day. The track condition at this stage, Sheldon did touch on it, is going to come up as soft if it stays this way. We are recording the show a day before.
50% win strike rate.
That's it. That's 100%. Yeah.
Different class.
Different class. I mean, if the track's going to be soft, then I think 5.5 to 10 will shorten even further. So he is the class package. He's the bipod banker, number 2, Royal Victory. When you look past him for quartets and trifectas, I think Salukwe, he's going to be given a chance by Sereno Mudley, and he's not going to have many horses to pass by. Usually it's bigger fields, wall of horses in front of him. I think you'll have to respect him. And then number 1, Silent War, Tony Peter, we mentioned in town. So I'm going to tip them 2 to beat 3 and then 1.
Well, I'm going to be in your corner. I'm also very strong in number 2, Royal Victory, on the evidence and everything given about his class, the son of Pathfork. He does look winner's box bound, and you, the punter and the viewer, I think you should end up in the winner's enclosure with Royal Victory.
We're on to the third race, which will be the start of the place accumulator with 9 races carded. It's a maiden plate over 1,400 meters, and you need to get on the tote by 13:15. Before we touch on the field, let's go to an interview with GP. That's Garth Puller.
Lava Burst, doing well at home. A good run last time, probably a little bit too keen over the mile. I think the 1,400 meters will suit him, and I'll cut back on the blinkers. He's got a quartet chance.
Quartet chance for Garth Puller's runner there, so 1 to include for maybe 3rd and 4th position. Place accumulator, Sheldon, I don't know how you saw it, but I think maybe 2 or maximum 3 runners will be good enough. And if you include the 3 runners that I'm suggesting, you'll have a chance of doubling up here. I'll just give quick comments on my selections. Number 1, Owner of Creation, will have the run of the race from draw 1. Huge improvement last time out. And I think now that the horse is coming along nicely, this 1,400 meter trip will be no issue. He has been stretched in his career over 1,800 and 1,500 meters, but he was off form then. Something tweaked last time out that saw him run a much better race. I know it was an open maiden, it could have been the weights, but draw number 1 is a big plus. Master de Rouvray for Mark Dixon. Sheldon, I'm told that this horse really works up a storm. He's a good track horse, and they were expecting him to put in a very good run on debut, which wasn't the worst, but he did find good betting support. And each time he comes to the races, he's quietly fancied. But I think now he's going over a trip that's going to suit him much better. And then horse number 10, Kwaka Blitz, Clinton Binder's runner. The form is clear to see. I have a slight concern from that draw, going 1,400 for the first time. Is he going to be as effective as he's been over shorter? But if I had to choose 2 numbers for the PA, I'd like to go numbers 1 and 4. But I'm actually going to lean towards number 4 as possibly a PA banker here.
Yes, I'll go with number 4, Master de Rouvray. If you look at that first run from 16 to 1 down 7 to 2, inspired betting support. And although finishing back in 6 was just over 4 lengths behind them on that occasion. And then second time at the course, 5 to 1 down 28 to 10. Serena Mudley's ridden all 3 times to date, and I think he's going to improve big time. And he does look like the horse I believe they all have to beat. Then when you look at number 1, Owner of Creation, and a horse like number 10, Kwaka Blitz, who's had the 11 runs for the 4 placings, 4 thirds, a 4th and a 2nd, so some decent form lines there. So in the 3rd race, number 10, Kwaka Blitz, that's a horse that I would include. But for me, number 3, Master de Rouvray, if he brings his homework to the race course, the average rating was a 74 last time out. And I think this could be the ideal opportunity for the breakout of the maiden jail. So what we are trying to tell you in race number 3 is that number 3 and 4, Master de Rouvray, the first time I keep a close eye on. But for me, Master de Rouvray, going to be very, very tough to beat, in my opinion. Drawn well, a lot going for him, and hopefully he can come through into the top 3. As we move along to race number 4 at 13:50, this will be run over a distance of 1,400 meters. Let's go straight through to the package with interviews with Garth Puller and also trainer Duncan Els.
Can you do the hula? 2 runs down the straight, not bad. She came in as a 4-year-old, so She's looking for a bit more ground. It might be a bit soon for her, but I think it's what she's looking for. I think she might just need the run around the turn from experience.
Zena Rose, I got the impression her last run was a bit short for her. It was in soft ground and the going seems to be superior middle to outside on the track that day. So she was drawn 1. She showed quite a bit of pace and didn't finish it off. I think she'd be far better suited to the extra distance. It's a competitive field, but I think she's capable of running into the first 4.
Takatalvi, good run last time, just went down, hanging a little bit to the inside at Greyville. Now she's running at Scottsville, but she's doing well, she's looking well, she should be in the quartet.
So there we go, should be in the quartets from Garth Puller. Let's give you the betting. Number 5, Like a Prayer from the Tony Peters stable, currently trading at 18-10. Number 2, Our Lady Fate, that is 28-10. And those are the 2 in the betting department that are the head of affairs. And then we go to number 10, Annie Song, who's at 9-2. So those are the 3 horses that are at the top of the boards. My question for you, D, is number 5, Like a Prayer. The only concern for me is, if you look at all of the runs to date, this daughter of the non-platina, although she's shown good improvement those last 2 runs, it just looks like she's got those blowing, fatigued. There's some issues there when it comes down to the breathing department.
Yeah, they've tried the tongue tie on her the last 2 starts. It seemed to have helped because she seems to have run much better. So I think the tongue tied has enhanced her performance. And when you look at the opposition she takes on here, they may have found the right type of field. It all depends on the day. Hopefully whoever's working on the day can get a comment from Tony Peter on how his horses have travelled down, etc., because that will be very important. It's a long track from Gauteng to Hollywoodbets Scottsville, and worth noting if the horses have travelled well. And this horse, Like a Panther, I think that she has to be included in all bet. It is the start of the Pick 6 over this 1,400 metre trip. It'll be foolish to ignore her chances, but she is the horse that I think is at the right horse at the top of betting boards. That's number 5, Like a Panther. When you look at the balance of the runners, Sheldon, number 2, Our Lady Fate, Robbie Hill's runner. She's come well. Her last 2 runs, 1,600 meters. She's shown that she stays. Also, equipment shape seems to have helped her nicely with the blinkers and the tongue tie on. And then the unknown for me in the race, on open to any amount of improvement, is number 10, Annie Song. She was unfancied first up at Hollywoodbets Kenilworth, but those maiden plates down in the Western Cape are highly competitive races. So, you know, it may look bad on paper, 9th beats an 8.5 lengths, but I think that could be good enough to see her run well here. So if I had to single out the value in the race, I'm just going with the improvement of number 10, Annie Song, ahead of number 5, Like a Panther, and then number 2, Our Lady Fate. Zena Rose, you know, Duncan touched on it, that it may have been the going last time out, and if it's similar type of going on Sunday, then they could be in trouble when it comes to the track.
Yes, obviously concerns about how the horses are going to handle the conditions on the day, but I quite firmly like number 2, Our Lady Fate, at around 28-10. I think that she could be the horse that they all have to beat. If you look at her 5 runs, 2 runner-up berths, positions at 4th the track, very versatile, and that second to Fate Decreed, second to Who Blinked on that occasion. I just got the feeling from that draw that Tristan Godden will have in a very good place. And I think this is the type of race where if Like a Prayer fluffs her lines, and she is blowing, and the other horse needs one more run, then number 2, Our Lady Fate, Robbie Hill's time to shine, and I believe number 2, Our Lady Fate, could be the horse to beat. But as you heard from D's, back up with number 10, Annie Song, number 5, Like a Prayer, and if you add one for the quartet, you can add number 11, which is Takatalvi, in race number 4.
On to race 5, which will be Jackpot 1, 1,400 meters, and this is the Gallop TV B Stakes. This looks competitive. There's some nice horses here, some horses that are in good form. We'll go to an interview package and a rerun. I think we'll begin with the rerun and then some interviews.
Stepper Lindbergh on the inside, running on is the striped cap is Tyrconnell, and towards the inside Q-Wing Bowie. Coming to the 200, Mr. Art Stepper still the leader. The striped cap of Tyrconnell's running a big race, and Tyrconnell's coming to get them all, and it's Tyrconnell to win it. Second, Imposing, Mr. Art Stepper and Bowie.
Parmenion, good run last time, ran on nicely. I thought he preferred Greyville and maybe the Polly, but I was happy with his last run and I think he could be competitive. African Dusk, last run, it was in the very wet and he ran about 12, 14 widths wide. The jockeys were looking for the better gain and he just didn't enjoy it whatsoever. But outside of that, I think he could run a decent race. It might be a little bit on the short side for him. His work is good.
Kichikali's last 2 runs haven't been too bad in feature races. I got the impression last time he raced quite handy and he didn't quite finish off the race, not beaten far. But it was soft ground that day and I just think it tested his stamina a bit that day. He hasn't got a good draw to overcome, but he's a pretty honest horse and he'll give a good account of himself, and if he has luck from the draw, he can run into the first 4.
Race number 5, 1400 meters, and you saw that rerun of Tyrconnell, and now the Mike de Cockyard have got this horse on a string now. They've dropped him in distance and they keep him over 1400 meters. Showed a lot of heart there because the challenges were left and right, but Cabello got him to lift over the final 100 meters, actually running away from the opposition. I really like that win. When it comes to his rating, yes, he's climbing up the ratings, but he seems to be winning well. And from his last start, when he beat Mr. Hot Stepper, Mr. Master Starter, who was 8th in that race, came through to win a good race on Friday night at Hollywoodbets Greyville. So he deserves his airtime. He's 2 from 2 over the course and distance. Looking past him, there's plenty of form to talk about. I'm just going to give you numbers. Number 6, Tyrconnell, is going to be possibly my top choice. Number 5, Imposing. Well, he keeps getting a mention and one day he's going to get it right. Hopefully it's soon for the Michael Roberts stable because he's making his followers wait a bit. Horse number 8, I Salute You, for Peter Muscat and Muzi Yeni. I think that is worth a mention. And then horse number 7, Savantrix, that also gets a mention from me. I'll give you the betting as we look at that field. Number 1, Bowie is at 8 to 1. Number 5, Imposing at 3 to 1. 6, Tyrconnell at 4 to 1. 7, Savantrix at 4 to 1. 8, I Salute You at 4 to 1. And 11, Kitchikal at 8 to 1. So whilst I tip them 6, 5, 8, and 7, Sheldon, I like a rough year in a big way, especially places. And now that we had a look at the going, African Dusk, 3 wins in the soft, a horse that's versatile, 1400 to 2000 meters. You can't read anything into his last start, nothing obvious reported. 33 to 1 is a big price about him.
Yes, if you look at this type of animal, if he decides to run on the day, he could certainly run into the money. Let's get to the business end of affairs now. I'm going to start with number 3, Parmenion. That's my little bit of a lurker in the race. If you look at the weight turnarounds, he is 2 kgs better off with Tyrconnell, 3 kgs worse off with Imposing, which brings me to my first selection, which will be number 5, Imposing. And when you look at number 5, Imposing, has notched up the 3 victories to date, a decent weight turnaround, and there's lots in his favour. Last time, 3rd behind Tyrconnell, and this is the type of horse, if he decides to run, I mean, his penultimate run, everybody was on him. He moved up a winner, and the last 50 meters, Dapper and the Apprentice, I think it was JC Puertas on that occasion, they came back and they grabbed the spoils. So it cost a lot of the punters big money.
Old wounds.
Old wounds reopened.
That was the double on the card, Imposing and that horse that took a long time to win. What was his name? From the same colors.
Good Traveller.
That was it. That was the double for our good friend Schwegman. Yeah, this horse was costly. So number 5 is going to be your top choice, Sheldon.
Yes, I'm going to go number 5, Imposing, to win this event. Number 6, Tyrconnell, and then numbers 3, Parmenion, and after that, you be the judge. So in wrapping up race number 5, which is over the 1400 meter trip, a little bit of value with number 3, Parmenion, but for me, number 5, Imposing, and number 6, Tyrconnell, they'll be the 2 runners to fight it out. As we head into the territory for race number 6, which is at 1500 hours, all things being equal over 1600 meters. And before we give you the betting, we're going to go to an interview package with trainers Stuart Ferry and Duncan Howells.
Yeah, she's a bit of a disappointing filly. She works better than her form suggests, and 2 starts back to run a nice race. But her work this morning was good, so if she puts it in, she's definitely in a quartet sort of filly.
Honestly, he could probably prefer a little bit more ground. I think a mile is a touch short of his best. But once again, he's drawn out towards the outside. I think he races handy. A lot depends on how fast the races run. But if he has luck in running, he also can run into the first 4.
So looking at the betting for race number 6, number 10, Connoisseur from the Duncan Howells stable is currently trading at 28-10. Then we look at a horse like number 1, Fireburst, and number 2, Attaboy. They both around about 5-1. Number 7, Beach Palace, 11-2. 3, Ideal Gift, 5-1 and 11-2. And also number 8, Pongola. D's, when it comes to race number 6, this horse number 2, Attaboy, I think there's a bold showing on the cards. Last time out, JC Buerters rode him. In fact, he's ridden him 3 out of his last 4 runs for a 4th, a 2nd and a 3rd. So it might be his big payday for the day. 64 kilograms minus the 4 kilograms from that draw. I'm with number 2, Attaboy, to win. And then after that, I'm afraid I can't be of too much assistance.
Yeah, I think if JC Buerters can just ride a patient race on this horse as he's done his last 2 starts, he's got to know the individual. He'll be confident that the horse is going to finish off his race well. Porfirio coming out to win, and McCarty now coming out to win from that last start. And off a net 57, Paul Lafferty, draw number 2. Maybe you can do the boys a turn. Sheldon likes the horse at 5-1. I made this a tough race because there are horses here that are down in the ratings, maybe off form. You could spring any type of results. There's fillies against geldings as well, mares in the race. Number 3, Ideal Gift. The one big positive for this individual is that Serena Moody is back on, because he's won 3 times on her. He knows her well. And she seldom runs a poor race. Barcy Rockford, you called out the betting. This has been back from 20-1 into 16-1. Long odds. I like an outsider here called Firecracker. I think you'll get a good run there. Places. Pongola has to get my vote for the pick 6 as well. And then Connoisseur, we keep talking about his rating drop, etc. It looks like the right race that to seem competitive if he gets the luck from the draw. But then again, I look at his wet runs. He's at 10 starts with a 40% play strike rate, so maybe that is okay. So it's a difficult race for me, Sheldon, to try and narrow things down. But I'll be with you as a roving banker, number 2, Attaboy, here in race number 6 over 1600 meters. So in wrapping up, it's a tough race. It's a quartet trifecta race here. Race number 6, pick your spots. Maybe you can try and get through with the minimum spend. I think that'll be an absolute bonus. But Attaboy going to be the roving banker from the studio. Race 7 will be the last pick 3 on the card. Races 7, 8 and 9, which is usually well supported. It's a class 4 fillies and mares 1600 meters. And if you want to play this last pick 3, you need to get on the tote by 15:35. Let's get straight into that package.
Radu, Happy Fortune on the inside was Anawe. Honourable members on the outside. Hodgepodge still got 2 or 3 to go. Was Anawe, Skytrix, Radu, Happy Fortune, Hodgepodge trying to get into the race late. Was Anawe's clinging on though. And it's Was Anawe from Hodgepodge, and Was Anawe won it. Second will go to Hodgepodge, third to Skytrix and Radu.
Petit Fadot, it's her second run. Back, I arrested her and sent her to the farm. She had a nice break. I think she might just come up needing a second run, but she's looking good and working well. Kontaeko Kaneni doing well. I thought she's a little bit better than her last 2 runs, but I think she's been growing and she's maturing. Her work is good. I think she can be in the places.
Yeah, listen, she's not the biggest filly, but her form is good. And unfortunately, we thought she wants a bit further, but the 1800 the other day was cancelled, so she's back to a mile. But her form there is good at Scottsville. Her form was good. She ran a really good race last time. She's coming in fit and well. So let's hope she's one to beat.
Lily Bell, 3rd run back from a rest. she's had a few issues along the way this summer, and I'm just glad to get her back onto the course. She found interference badly last time. Obviously, maybe Moosey's learnt a little bit from her last time, and just hoping for a better run from her.
Well, I'm having a good look at this field where there's form to go around, and some punters may take a stance to play against the grain. This is how they are betting. Number 1, Colorado Creek, who hasn't performed well over this distance, but Boeing Gobo, having a chat with him, says it's worth a try now because I got her in such a good space, 9-2. Then we go on to number 3, Hodgepodge, Hollywoodbets 3-1 into 5-2 anti-post. 4, Radu 7-1. Number 7, Buttercup Baby at 11-2, the recent maiden winner, and number 9, Tomaris at 33-10. Sheldon, I think the winner will come from numbers 3, 4, and 9, but I must just add that the way Stuart Ferry Stable is going, Tristan Goddard is also on a high. I think that she is the horse to beat. Number 3, Hodgepodge. For the backup, if you're looking for backup, I'm not looking for any spooks here. 4, Radu, that comes from the same form line, and 9, Tomaris, that also on collateral forms, you can work it out between the other 2 runners with number 9. So no spooks for me. I think it's going to be a form result. If I had to pick out one more runner, if you said, "Tease, give us one more runner that you think could possibly feature," I'll just go on the Mike and Matthew de Kock form. And number 5, Sparkling Jubilee, will get my vote if you're looking for one more runner. But 3, 4, and 9 will be good enough. I'm actually tempted. Maybe if you are tipping the horse, we could possibly get more confidence. You can rubber stamp it. But I think Hodgepodge, the way Ferry is going, Gordon's going, the way the filly is running, Warzone now, we just skipped at the right time there. She may just be hard to beat.
100% right. I'm on the same page as you, Dees. I think number 3, Hodgepodge, very decent post-maiden effort. Second to the Ghost, that grey horse from the Paul Lafferty stable. And then second to Warzone now, last time out. And I think a horse who's going to still improve a lot more. Everything in the favour there. So everything points to number 3, Hodgepodge, being the horse to beat. Number 4, Radu, I think is going to be a big runner here. And then you mentioned a horse like number 1, Colorado Creek could throw it in. And 1 or 2 others that could also upset the apple cart. But I'm with you, Dees, number 3, Hodgepodge.
Okay, Hodgepodge is going to be the play here, race number 7. We've got some strongly fancied horses. If the betting is to be a guide in the early part of the race, and for some of us it's impossible to back horses at 7-10 and 5.5-10, but if you find a horse later on that you got some confidence with and you just want to add to that value of that horse, maybe that could be the way to go. Some of the fancied runners earlier on the card into Stuart Ferry's runner, Hodgepodge.
As we step on the gas for race number 8 at 16:10 over 1,200 meters. And in race number 8, we don't have any interviews, so we're going to go straight down to the betting. And looking at the current betting, number 5, Eldrac, is at 7-2. Continues to give of his best. He's very, very consistent. And Rakesh Sagulam for the Alison Wright team going to be highly competitive. A 2-time winner over the course and distance, backed up with 2 seconds. So really enjoys the course at number 5, Eldrac. Number 6 now, Got You, is going to be a horse at 4-1. Brevin Plaki takes the 2.5 kilograms off the back. Once upon a time, he was a 106. He's now racing off a 64, minus the weight of his back, but it has been 894 days since his last victory. What do you make of number 7, Prize Platinum, and number 9, Cotton Ron, for an informed Bondies?
Yeah, I think Louis Corson's stable's in good form. Cotton Ron caught me fast asleep. I was doo-doo last time out when that horse won, but well done to Louis. The horse won at decent odds as well. In fact, all his runners on that day won well and at big prices. So, yeah, if she follows up, it'll be no shock. Prize Platinum, I think Clinton Binder's found a nice race for this horse. Again, with these horses traveling, etc., if they are number 7, Prize Platinum, it'll be nice to know how they've come down, how they've settled in, and how they've taken their travel. So 7, Prize Platinum, obvious chances. Gorgeous dude, you can make a case for him. Horse number 7, I think possibly the right horse in the race, Prize Platinum. I'll give a mention to Eldrac. You touched on that. Now I Got You. We keep mentioning him and how he's come down, and they've taken a further 2.5 kgs off, and he's going to win. When it's going to be, I don't know. But then I like a roughie in the race here. we've touched on the fancied runners. This horse is trading at 20 to 1, Silver Savage. Keep an eye on him. Each time I talk to Mark Dixon, he fancies this horse. And although he hasn't attracted betting, and I haven't gone for him out the maidens, this time I'm going to have a little go. 77 down to 57. The signs were there last time out when they added the blinkers. He showed pace, he showed speed, he comes from the form line behind Cotton Ron. I think Sereno is getting to the bottom of this horse. He's had many chances with him. Of course, he's won on him. But each time I speak to Mark Sheldon, he seems to like this horse, and he thinks the horse could, just about bounce back to his best. You're not going to get hurt at those odds, 20 to 1.
He's one of those horses that could certainly bounce back to his best at any time. And if you look at him earlier on, he beat Mapaka earlier on, then just seemed to lose his way a bit. But I like the way you mentioned the merit rating drop. So for all the guys out there who follow the merit rating drop, this is a definite horse that you have to include. And the Mark Dixon stable, they'll be very, very hungry for success. So he could be the lurker in the pack. But when push comes to shove, number 6, Now I Got You, and number 5, El Drac, 7, Prize Platinum. And you heard from D's number 4, Silver Savage, definitely worth including into all of your exotics.
Well, we're on to the lucky last race, number 9, and 1,200 meters, a big field, competitive racing. We need some help here. Maybe we can get it from the rerun and also the interview with Guard Puller. Watch this rerun, guys, because a few horses are represented by this form line.
300-meter marker now. On the inside, Yanakis. Also running on strongly now is King of Spin. King of Spin and Soho Star's also getting into the race. On the outside all the time, Gorgeous Guy on the inside. Gorgeous Guy, Soho Star. Towards the outside all the times running on strongly. Soho Star, and yes, Magma Magic, but I think that Soho Star held on.
Grado, promising last run, first run out the maidens, he ran 5th. He found a bit of traffic problems. He came out a bit slow. He has the ability to be very competitive in the race, I think, and all going well for him. I think he's a serious runner. Master Bling, one of the better handicapped horses around. Yes, he's doing well. He might prefer the Polly, but I can't leave him standing in the stable. We're going to wait for the Polly to be refurbished. That will really suit him. But at the same time, he's running on the grass and he's competitive. I think he'll run a good race.
Race number 9, number 1, Who Blinked, 6 to 1. 2, Professor Lupin at 8 to 1. This tells the story. Number 3, All the Time at 7 to 1. Money for number 7, Agrado from 11 to 2 into 9 to 2, Hollywoodbets. 8, Gorgeous Guy at 8 to 1. 9, Master Bling at 6 to 1. 10, Magma Magic, who was out of picture there, but running on smartly with Rachel Vinico, gets the chance again. That's at 5 to 1, and double figures the balance. Sheldon, before we even touch on the race, just moving away from race number 9, when we look at the 2 race courses here in KZN, Hollywoodbets Greyville and Hollywoodbets Scottsville, from a commentator's point of view, it's a very tricky course to call at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. I looked at that replay, and whilst we know the horse came in very late, it's tough to pick out sometimes because your dad caught the horse late, but he caught it and he called it on the line.
The funny thing about being at Scottsville is when you look at the TV, they're out of shot, and as soon as you look across to the course, they look like they're clear of the rest of the opposition. So they catch your eye within the second. The blink of an eye, they're there. So number 1, Who Blinked? That could be an omen. We're all blinking, coughing, we're all under the weather and that a bit at the moment. So maybe number 1, Who Blinked, could be a little bit of an omen, yeah. But that angle is very deceptive, and the horse did finish off very well.
The dad called it, but on the line,
100%
it looked very
right.
tight to me.
Yes, when you call off the TV monitor or you look at home and you're watching that, you've got a different perspective from when you're calling from the commentary box. So all in all, everything being equal, I'm going to go with number 3, All the Time. He has a 7-time winner who absolutely adores the course and distance. And I think that last run, there's a lot of merit behind it. He made up some good ground later on behind Soho Star, and I think he's going to end up being the value at around 7 to 1. So for me, I'm going to go all in number 3, All the Time, as a nice each-way wager. Number 1, Who Blinked, just because of all the omens today. And then after that individual, number 7, Agrado, and even a horse like number 8, Gorgeous Guy, and 9, Master Bling. But number 3, All the Time for me, D's, that's going to be my popular first selection.
Okay, roving banker Sheldon Peters, we're sticking with that form line behind Soho Star, number 3, All the Time. Use my roving banker with Sheldon's roving bank and hopefully you can get this quoted. I'm going to go 8 Gorgeous Sky that I went for last time out at a big price. Moved up like he was going to go on with it, and for some reason he just dug his toes in, never wanted to kick on, but he stayed on. And Cabello, who partnered him for the first time last time out, I think that ride would have taught him a lot about this horse. So in summarizing, 3 and Sheldon selection 3 all the time, include my selection number 8 Gorgeous Sky, 2 roving bankers in the quartet that I think will be the quartet of the day, looking at the way they priced up here. 3 and 8 roving bankers with your selections in race number 8, a very competitive race to close things off. And in closing, thanks to Sheldon Peters, thanks to the Gallop TV team, and thanks to you, the valued racing fan, for your invaluable spend on the tote. And together we can surely make a difference. Have a blast, find all the winners, and hopefully it turns out to be a very good end to your weekend. Until we meet again, for Sheldon Peters and myself, Dees Dynan, you take care. Salani Gashle.